back and get the rest.
Congresswoman Barbara Lee joining me right now. She's a Democratic representative from California and a member of the House leadership. Congresswoman, so good to see you.
Nice being with you, Frederika. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you can hear me and see me and vice versa. So, you have been involved in the behind-the-scenes negotiations with moderate Democratic Senators Manchin and Sinema, who want a much smaller price tag for this spending bill. Biden says he is about to deliver his message to Sinema and Manchin, and I'm quoting him now, pushing hard to get lawmakers to move quickly on his legislative agenda. Are you equally optimistic that he is able to move the needle, so to speak, with Manchin and Sinema? Why are you so positive?
Yes, Frederika. Yes, I certainly am. First of all, the negotiations aren't really at an impasse, and they're not stalled. This is part of what creating and moving forward legislation entails. And what we're witnessing is the negotiations that are taking place. As some say, the sausage being made. And in fact, we have to have consensus. Members have different points of views, but I think that it's very clear that this is the Biden agenda. The public embraces it. President Biden ran on this agenda. This is an economic agenda that's going to create good paying jobs. It's going to address our climate crisis. It's going to address the care economy where our senior citizens will be able to stay at home and receive health care from caregivers who deserve a living wage. We're going to see a middle-class tax cut with the child tax credit, reducing poverty. We're going to see housing investments. And so this is a big transformational bill. And so that requires a lot of thought and a lot of negotiations, and we'll get there. But no one said it was going to be easy.
Yeah, so you say it's not an impasse, and this is what negotiations are all about, but there is a deadline by the end of the month. So do you believe that deadline can be met?
Well, we're working as hard as we can, and I know our speaker is working day and night. Senator Schumer is. All of us are working day and night to try to meet that deadline, because the American people want to see us get this completed. They deserve these investments so that they can be ensured that their lives are going to be better as a result. And we want this to go quickly. We want them to feel and to embrace the investments to help better their lives as quickly as possible. So I think we need to do this quickly. These negotiations with both bills are moving forward together, and hopefully we'll be able to meet that.
Well, let me tell you and get your point of view on what's going on in the Senate as it pertains to Senator Manchin and Senator Bernie Sanders, who have had an exchange of words, so to speak, in a West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia local newspaper, and also via Twitter about their differences on this spending bill. And they remain far apart on the size and the cost of the bill. Take a listen.
We came down from 6 to 3.5 trillion. Okay, that is a huge, huge compromise. So I think, at the very least, in my view, we have got to be at 3.5 trillion.
My number's been 1.5. I've been very clear.
All right. So, and you hear, Senator Bernie Sanders calling this a compromise, and even in response via Twitter, Senator Manchin said, people from outside don't need to be, essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, in the business of people there in his state. So do you see a willingness on either side of real negotiation here, or are you seeing instead a digging in of the heels?
Well, first, Senator Sanders is absolutely correct. We did start at over $6 trillion. And in fact, again, these are negotiations that are taking place. And so I say we need to look at what is in the bill and what, in fact, Senator Manchin is willing to cut. First of all, let's look at child care. Do you know so many women, this is close to 2 million women, are out of the workforce. And the reason they're out of the workforce is because they cannot afford child care. So are the senators who are opposed to the dollar amount, and we're not talking about the dollar amount, but we're talking about how we get to where we can make sure that everyone wins out of this. Are they willing to cut child care So, and then what happens with women? They won't be able to get into the workforce. Or,
are you getting any clarity on that?
Really,
is it? Are you getting clarity on if it's an issue of the price tag, or is it an issue of deleting an entire program or proposal like one you just described?
Well, we're not talking about the price tag, Frederika, at this point. We're talking about the transformational nature of all of the provisions in the Build Back Better bill, recognizing we're going to have to further negotiate. And one example, the housing provisions. I serve on the budget committee, and we passed the budget bill, the Build Back Better bill, with strong, very clear housing provisions. We have a housing crisis in our country. So many unsheltered people. People cannot purchase homes again because of the cost of housing. And so this bill, under Congresswoman Maxine Waters' leadership, has very clear provisions that will help people become sheltered and help people buy homes, which, again, this is about the pathway into the American dream. So are the senators willing to cut that? So it's not about the dollar amount, but it's about those investments that are going to make people's lives better. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about who's going to win and who's going to lose. We think that everyone should win out of this. This is an inflection point, and these issues and people's lives are at stake. And so we have to do the best we can to make sure that they have an opportunity to live the American dream.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. U.S. Congresswoman Barbara Lee of California, thank you so much. Always a pleasure for you to join us. All right, coming up, President Biden weighs in on the subpoena effort underway by the Congressional Committee looking into the attack on the U.S. Capitol. But his comments quickly prompted his press secretary to do a little cleanup. We'll explain straight ahead.
Hi, so you're the scientist here. Does my Aveeno Daily Moisturizer